Describe yourself as an owner.
How would I describe myself as an owner?
A lot of people say owners are hands-on or hands-off or middling or kind of letting things take their course. How would you describe yourself?
I would say I'm an observer. I like to observe things and see how things are going and then actually act on those types of things that I see. I'm not a type of person that's going to make a decision right away on certain things. Obviously, with Carson, that was a decision that's probably one of the fastest things I've ever been involved with. And if we'd have had more time, it would have been nice, but we didn't. But normally, I'm pretty. I like to observe things and see how they are. I guess I've got patience.
Reggie, Jerry Freitas, San Francisco Bayview. Other than the chance to be an NFL GM, what were the reasons you took this job?
The better question is, what reason you wouldn't take this job? I mean, I'll be here, you know, y'all won't eat dinner tonight, all the reasons I have to take this job. Guys, this is where I came from. I'm back home now, okay? I'm back home. So the job was easy. As soon as Mark told me, we want you for the job, I couldn't stop smiling. You know, you saw how deep my dimples run. So I was excited. And truly, there are a lot of reasons to be a part of this organization. And I'm just glad coming back home to help this organization reach greatness. That's what I want. It's a dream job.
Yeah. Tim Kawakami, San Jose American News again. Reggie, the Raiders have one of the thinnest personnel departments, football operations, I think just personnel-wise. Have you been empowered? Do you plan to make a series of hires here? What do you see a director of football operations, those layers that certainly that the Packers had?
Mm-hmm. Well, I am aware of, you know, those types of things. But the thing is, I'm going to evaluate the situation, evaluate what we have, and move from there. There will be no quick decisions at all. Because the last thing I would want is to let go someone and he turns out to be a Pro Bowl type player. You know, that's, you know, mistakes that happen. They happen on because of haste, and I don't want to act in haste. So we'll evaluate all our personnel, and then when the time comes, when it's time to make a move, if we have to, we will. But we're going to improve every aspect of this organization, from players, coach, player personnel. It doesn't matter. The guy who parks the cars, it doesn't matter. If it's a chance to upgrade and get better, we're going to do it.
And just one from Mark. Is there any chance that you are going to sell this team, or are you in this for the long term as the owner of this team?
Are you making me an offer?
I got a few bucks. Yeah.
No, there's no intention to sell this team, and this is my life. It's been my life for, well, I've been with the Raiders for 48 years. And my whole thing is to perpetuate the legacy that my father built here. And we've got I've got one of the largest extended families in the world. And that's with all these former players and everybody else that's been in this organization. And they mean a lot to me. And this organization represents them as well as they represent us. And that's where it's going to stay.
Where do you see the future? Do you see the building in Oakland, a new stadium there? Do you see a possibility of sharing in Santa Clara with the 49ers? Where is the future side of this?
Well, that's when I said that I'll have some time now to work on other things that I've been working on. I've been looking at stadium situation for about a year and a half, and you know, we're trying to get something done up here, but if we can't, we've got to get something done somewhere because we need to be able to compete, and that's where it's at.
Is Santa Clara on the table?
Santa Clara is a potential possibility.
Henry Wolfer with Comcast Sports in the Bay Area again. A couple of questions for you guys. Mark, first, do you feel this is a playoff team right now by looking at the roster?
Yeah, I felt it was.
Do you feel so? You believe
And then
that
we lost
Hue
Aaron
Jackson was given the tools to make this a playoff team this year, his first year as head coach?
Yeah, I do.
And finally, did injuries derail your expectations at all?
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
My name's Kevin Radich, KGO Radio. This is for Reggie. Reggie, what type of culture would you like to build here? I know this organization has a long legacy. What type of stamp will you put on this organization from the bottom up?
Well, for one, hardworking, dedicated, all working for one common goal. You know, I want the organization to communicate with each other, have great communication amongst players and coaches, great communication amongst coaches and scouts, and everybody being on one accord. That's when I said one unified common goal. That's how you win, when everybody's walking to the same beat, all right, have the same purpose, the same goal. That's when you know you're on the right path. Now, from the standpoint of the chain of command and all that process has already started today. So it'll be a work in progress. And we're just going to keep plugging away. I just want to make sure we have a structure that is highly conducive to winning. And I only know one way, and I've been working at it for the last 18 years, and it started with Ron Wolf and what he implemented in Green Bay. And when I got there in '94, I saw how that's the only way I saw, and that's the only way I know. So we're gonna roll up our sleeves and work at it. We're gonna get better, that's for sure.
Malika Bobino with the Oakland Post. Obviously, you can't control injuries, but over the past 2 seasons, if you follow the Raiders, what after selecting a head coach would be your top priority to actually making a change with the team?
Well, top priority really is trying to get this personnel staff together and then figure out the team, our talent, and where we need to upgrade. And it steps into that from meetings to going to Senior Bowls, the combine, the draft preparations. It's all about the team from here on out, and it's trying to upgrade every area. And that's pretty much it. This is about making sure we have the best group of players that we can possibly field. That's what it's all about. This offseason, we'll get the top 80 players that we can have. That's the max that we can have, but we want the best 80. We will not work and will not stop working until we get the best 80.
Okay, go Barbara.
Kate Longworth once again from Comcast Sports in California and Bay Area. And Reggie, I wanted to piggyback off that question. You're talking about the players out there and evaluating and what you have. Jason Campbell, he's a free agent. You know the situation he went through this year. Talked on what Carson Palmer is. Is Palmer the future starting quarterback, no competition? And do you see Jason Campbell still fitting in here with the silver and black? And given your relationship, Mark, too, with Jason and your dads, love both of you to chime in on that.
Well, for one, competition will be at every position. Nobody's going to have a job handed to them. You don't get better that way. So to answer that question, yes, there will be competition. Who that is, that's going to be day-to-day, checking the waiver wire, day-to-day evaluations. We will find good players to compete with the good players that we have every day. And So Carson Palmer would not be immune to a good player next, behind him to push him. That's how you get better.
Hi, Bill Barber, Reggie. A lot of players after their playing days get into coaching, broadcasting, fewer into personnel. What is it that drew you to that side of the game?
Well, if you asked me if I'd expired, I was not inspired to be a scout during my playing days. Actually, I was a graduate assistant coach at the University of Tennessee, and just by chance we had a couple of good players, Charlie Garner and Heath Schuler. Those guys came out that year, and Ron Wolf had came down to our kind of showcase, and he saw me. He had no idea I was working as a coach there, so he got word to our coach, one of the coach on our staff, that he wanted to interview me. And the week later, I came up for an interview. I've been a scout ever since. That's how it worked. It came knocking on my door. So I would look at it as that was a godsend there. That was because this is definitely what I want to do.
John Dickinson, 95.7 The Game. Guys, and Mark, you had said that you felt that the team this year was a playoff, that had playoff talent. Question just for both of you guys, what would you say the biggest strength of this team is right now, and what would you say is the biggest thing that needs improvement, Reggie, as you inherit this team going forward to make the decisions?
Well, number one, as far as the strength of this team, now,
It's right here.
I'm one day on the job, okay? Let me evaluate. Let me look at every aspect, not just on tape. I need to feel what these players are all about as people. Because that locker room is going to be a sacred place. You need guys working together in that place. You don't want to add guys that's going to tear away from it. So, we'll evaluate not only the players, see what positions we're strong at. It's a lot of players I like on this roster. But I want to get a chance to look deeper, because I wouldn't do any justice by giving a peripheral judgment on our group.
Hi. Gwen Knapp from the Chronicle. This is for Mark Davis. You said that John Madden said in 6 hours of interviews. Was there anybody else who was involved in that interview at any point? And also, do you foresee a role for John Madden in the organization in the future?
No, I think John's happy doing what he's doing, taking care of his grandkids and everything else. But no, this is the only interview that we did together, was with Reggie, and it's the only interview I did for this position. Since I had to wait 3 months to do it, I knew by then who I wanted.
Did anybody in the organization come into the interview?
No, they did not.
Fred. Fred Inglis again from Channel 2. Reggie, you were a 10th round pick out of Tennessee. Can you talk a little bit about your playing days? What did you glean from that? How has that made you a better GM? And also, if things go bad, you're not going to throw us your twin brother at us.
If I bring my twin brother, he'd probably end up firing a whole lot more guys, because he needs his space. He's a little bit bigger than I am. Being drafted in the 10th round in my playing days here, a lot of great memories. Played with a great group of guys. I was, when I walked into the building, I was greeted by some of my teammates. That was great to see. I did not expect that. So whoever were involved with getting some of my teammates here, I appreciate it. It's good to see guys that are happy to see me get this job. Thanks, guys.
Quarantine.
Yeah.